Just once in a while, a major tournament can be won by a real outsider. Think Greece at the 2004 Euros, Iraq Asian champions of 2007, and Canada, winner of the 2000 CONCACAF Gold Cup.
We just came together. We had a lot of talent. We had a lot of players playing in top flight in England especially, and Scotland as well, I guess. But yeah, we put it all together. We worked well as a team, and you know, one of those times when everything clicked for that 2 or 3 weeks, and it was a special time.
12 teams took part in the event in the USA. Canada, as the lowest-ranked North Americans, had to qualify via a playoff, and then only got out of their group thanks to the toss of a coin after both their games were drawn.
It was a shock to the players. We went to the tournament as usual. We didn't have a long lead in time. We barely got out of our group. I think all 3 teams in the group tied identically, and we were able to get out.
Martin Nash played midfield. His is a sporting family. Brother Steve is a major NBA star. Martin never achieved such heights, but the lack of names meant this was a united squad, and that attitude was required in the quarter-final against Mexico.
We weren't writing ourselves off, but we thought it was going to be tough to beat a good Mexican side at the time. There's a lot of quality players, and we had a plan and a strategy to beat them. We sat low on the field, didn't give them a lot of space to play in behind, and we tried to frustrate them, and we did for large parts of the game. They took a lead, and I think it was about 10-15 minutes to go. We were able to score to push it to extra time. And at that time, they had the golden goal, and right away they came at us off the start of the extra time, and they got a corner. We countered off the corner, we were able to score, and yeah, it was, I think guys were a bit shocked, I think, in ourselves after the game, but it was one of those brilliant moments in football when a game ends on a goal. It was a neat time I think in the history of the game when they had the golden goal.
The semi-final presented a different challenge. They were up against Trinidad and Tobago, who with stars like Dwight York was starting to approach their peak.
Going into the Trinidad game, we definitely felt we had a good chance to go into the final. And actually the game was really dominated by Trinidad. We didn't have a very good game ourselves, and Craig Forrest really saved us that game. We saved a penalty in that game, and had a very strong game, and we were able to score off a corner. I think it was Mark Watson, if I remember correctly. Score off a corner to put us through. We were a little bit more lucky in that game to get through than I think in any of the other games.
The final in a rainy Los Angeles Coliseum was against Colombia, South American guests in a North American tournament. Perhaps the conditions favoured them, but whatever the cause, nothing was going to stop this being Canada's day. "2-0 was the final score, with Forrest saving another penalty for good measure.
Actually, it's funny, that was the most confident I think going into any game we were. Even considering it was Colombia, we'd seen a bit of footage of them play, and we were quite confident that we could, if we played the way we had been, that we could win. We went into that game, we knew we were going to not have a lot of the ball, have to chase the ball, but we felt with how they like to play, the way we'd been setting up would give us a good chance.
Canadian players swept the board in the post-tournament awards, but perhaps the real star was Holger Usiek. This was his first experience as a national head coach, but having grown up in the German system, he had plenty to offer.
No, Holger Usiek brought a little bit different view tactically. We brought a different system to what we were playing. And he came up with strategies to play against these Central American teams where he liked to sit low, absorb their pressure and counter on them. It worked really well in that tournament, and we were able to do it effectively. We didn't score a lot of goals, but we were very good defensively.
Martin Nash retired in 2010. He'd helped bring the Vancouver Whitecaps to the verge of MLS play, and he'd won 38 caps for his nation. He's now assistant coach at Ottawa Fury. What does he think of the game in Canada today, 14 years on from arguably their finest performance? I
think we need to have more talent come through as a country, and we've got to figure out a way to make that happen. It's been a bit frustrating to watch from the outside as the program's kind of gone downhill. We thought it was, even after the Gold Cup, it was starting to go up, and it was looking good. And I think a big problem that we've always had, and we still continue to have this day, is we can't win on the road in CONCACAF. I can't remember the last time we won against one of the top 8 nations in CONCACAF on the road.
At least today's players have a fine example to follow.